Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the World Class Stamp. Today, we're going to be talking about cup players and players who put in outstanding performances for their team. They might not be known to put in the performance on a world class basis, but they are known to help their sides to victory on special occasions. So, Matt, do you want to go first and start naming your team for the club icons and players to make outstanding contributions to their clubs?
Yeah, so I've gone for players which are like I said, outstanding in their position. Could put out something extraordinary on the day, go and win a game by the scruff of the neck, or just have that moment of brilliance and have the capacity to lift their side and go on and win any game, any say domestic cup. This is a side made of domestic Premier League players, League Cup, FA Cup. So that's the side I've chosen. So we're going to start with the goalkeeper. He won a cup, the FA Cup in 94, 95. Was an absolute mountain of a man. Made two cracking saves in that final for Everton. Neville Southall. I think he could get into any cup side. He wouldn't be intimidated by anybody in any stadium, any environment. Just a mountain of a man, really, and was a fantastic goalkeeper. So agile for a big bloke. I think he had something crazy like 70 FA Cup appearances, a couple of hundred games for Everton and his playing days. So yeah, Neville Southall gets the nod for me for good goalkeeper. Well, a goalkeeping great and an Everton legend. So he'll go in for my goalkeeper.
Okay.
Okay, and does he get a world class stamp? He gets the Welsh class stamp, but unfortunately, not the world class stamp. Great goalkeeper, yeah, shot stopper, yeah, brilliant. So Neville Southall for me in the sticks, right back. So this is a player that's come up already on a few other episodes, and he's an England international. I think his style of play, swashbuckling, up and down, goal getter. Trent Alexander-Arnold gets straight into my cup side for entertainment purposes. Um, he's going to score a few goals or he's going to assist a few goals. His style of play, can pull out a free kick, quick corner, like he's done. Trent Alexander, yeah, what a top player in my opinion. I think he's been a bit harshly criticised with the defending up and down the country, but I think his attacking play, yeah, just outweighs that to be honest. So go straight in for my cup side definitely.
Yep.
Centre backs, I've got my centre backs. Oh, this player on his day, which was quite regular, he didn't get into my team of the decade, um, but on his day, I think he was better than Rio. If I had to choose between the two of them in the playground, I'd definitely choose this man because he'd probably take my dinner money anyway. Sol Campbell, he's so big, so big, commanding, fantastic footballer. Um, yeah, you could take him anywhere. True professional, just pace, power, precision, an absolute unit. Wouldn't get phased by anything. So Sol Campbell is walking into my Stoke on a Tuesday night side or Wembley final anywhere. So yeah, Sol Campbell. I wouldn't say he's underrated, but I don't think he gets into many teams of the decade, say with pundits or across the board, because I think it was such well, not a short spell, but say not as a successful career silverware wise with the likes of Rio and Terry maybe. So yeah, but Stoll definitely gets in my cup side. Like on his day, like I said, I'll probably pick him. Yeah, pick him over Rio. Second centre back, definitely there for all around entertainment, whether that's good, bad, anything in between. And he's an actual class act and a class player with some unbelievable skill, goals, contributions to his sides. Well, mainly Chelsea, and it's all sideshow Bob himself, David Luiz.
Wow. Okay.
Happy to put him in my cup side. Again, a player, especially centre back, doesn't seem to get phased by much. He might have a bit of either confidence or ego. Doesn't really matter what it is. He's got that extra special bit about his play. So I'm going to put David Luiz in as my second centre back. Great range of passing, some fantastic goals, 40 yarders.
He had a decent free
Um,
kick on him as well, right?
two
Yeah.
footed, two footed, win the ball. passionate. For any side you've seen him play for, he put his body on the line. Um, yeah, last ditch defending, even if his own mistakes sometimes. But yeah, he'd be great, great for the cup side, and
Arsenal
against the
legend too.
Nottingham Sol. Yeah, yeah, great, a fantastic player. So we got those three along the back, and excuse me.
Any more
And then
defenders, or you playing a flat back four?
I've got another defender who is not underrated, but could have had a more successful career by winning the Premier League. And he had a couple of absolute blinding seasons. Again, a goal getter from the left back position. It's quite swashbuckling this back four, apart from Sol. I think Sol would stay there and these three would run forward. But John Arnorisa, I'd stick him left back. Absolute wizard of a left foot up and down the wing.
Rocket of a left foot.
Rocket of a left foot. Quite technical, still strong. Yeah, he was just on his day. John Arnorisa was absolutely potent as a left back. He was fantastic. Had a couple of great seasons for Liverpool in all cups, all competitions. I think they won obviously they won the FA Cup, League Cup, Super Cup. And he had two fantastic seasons, or three fantastic seasons for Liverpool. I think in one he might have scored 7, assisted 5. So for a left back, and the quality of goals that he could bring along with the assists, you're gonna have entertainment just off the back four really, and they're gonna put up a good fight. So they're my the back line and the keeper.
Yep.
In the middle, we go for Captain Fantastic. How many moments do you want? How big is the scrapbook? Steven Gerrard in the centre of the pack. What else can we say? Goals against West Ham in the finals. I know he's pulled off fantastic cup goals, or even you want to say group stage goals, saving Liverpool in the 90th minute. How many times? So yeah, say no more with a cup winning captain would be Steven Gerrard. Straight in. Go for my other midfielder. So you could take this man anywhere. A man of steel, if you want to say. He's not going to get phased by anyone or anything, any stadium. A talismanic leader for his club. I think I've touched on this player before. Not quite, doesn't get the tick from me. But you can't. He galvanised the team around him and set the player for the better players technically. But even though his tenacity, he was definitely the best on the pitch. Roy Keane. So Roy Keane gets into my cup side. He's gonna be a leader, win the ball when he needs to. Galvanise the squad, and give 100%. So we got Steven Gerrard and Roy Keane.
Yeah.
Okay, and then on the left we're going to put a player which is full of technique, full of speed. I'm probably going to stick him in for his Leeds United days, Harry Kewell. So I think Harry Kewell was a fantastic player. Again, didn't quite click with Liverpool when he made the move.
Too many injuries at Liverpool, if my memory serves.
Too many injuries. I'm putting him in, especially in, let's say, the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s really. What a fantastic player. Don't think he was the best left winger in the country when he was playing for Leeds, and even his early couple of days at Liverpool really, he was electric. Take a free kick, got moments of brilliance, top goals, absolute quality. I think he could have probably underachieved with the quality he had, but he's going straight into my left midfield position. So that's my midfield, and then we go to my strike force. So there's a couple of golden oldies who are great players, but I'll start with the first of my strikers, Mr. Big Game Player himself. There would definitely be goals, entertainment, probably too much theatrics. It's Didier Drogba. He's going to get in for the main striker position. Big, powerful. Mr. Wembley scored how many goals at Wembley? How many goals? In the Champions League final. Just powerful, strong. Yeah, just absolute epic player for Chelsea. So Didier Drogba gets into my world class side.
Scored. I think he holds the record for number of FA Cup final goals. I think he's got 4, Drogba, hasn't he? Yeah. Absolute final master, wasn't he?
Turned up for the big games. He turned up anyway, really. Obviously, he'd have some handbags, but it was all part of the show. Mainly sportsmanship. So I'd put him in for a cup side. Yeah, he would add this side is absolutely manic really. But I have to see these lot play together. It'd be great stuff. So yeah, Didier Drogba getting in for my striker. We've got another striker here who personally one of my favourite strikers when I was growing up as a young boy, and pace, precision, would score any type of goal. Legend at Arsenal Football Club. Um, just a fantastic all round. When he was in the zone, an excellent player. Ian Wright for Arsenal. Won the cup, the FA Cup. Turn up, goal scoring records for Arsenal. At the time he was playing. Yeah, just an overall another player. Doesn't matter where he's playing. Going to give 100%. He's got the quality to deliver. Scored some fantastic goals actually. Ian Wright. Clips, chips, get it past the keeper, bottom corners, top bins. Just an all-round, out-and-out goal scorer. Yeah, so Ian Wright goes in for me. And then the last one, my last striker, I did deliberate because there's maybe a few other strikers that you could think, well, we could go on the cusps of names we mentioned before. But this person doesn't get into an England squad and doesn't score 18 goals in the FA Cup, and they'll win the FA Cup numerous times without being a great player. And it's Teddy Sheringham. I think he's a clever player. Had such a long playing career. Played in the FA Cup for various sides. Another player, doesn't matter where he is, he's going to get you goals. I think he would fit into this. He would just be getting fed so many good chances in this lineup as well. Clinical, clever. Always going to pull you one out of the bag, Teddy Sheringham. So he completes my starting lineup.
So you're playing a 4-3-3?
Is that 4-3-3? It's an all-out attack cup game. We're going for it.
Yeah.
10-0 win or 10-0 loss.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Some
complete from starting 11.
Some good picks in there. Neville Southall, what a goalkeeper actually. I would say probably in the 80s when he did play for Everton when they won the league, he probably was world class stamp then before my time. But I think there was a time period where Neville Southall was considered one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So didn't really watch too much 80s, so I can't confirm the stamp.
Wow.
But I would have to say he's up there definitely.
Well, I based this on the Premier League era, and maybe his best days were in the 80s.
Yeah.
With the league.
Obviously, when we saw him, he'd had a few pies since, but when he was a bit more trim, he was definitely, because obviously he had a long playing career, right? So I think he played up until he was in his 40s. So before playing until you're 40 as a goalkeeper was common as well. That seems to be more of a recent thing. Lots of goalkeepers retired around their 30s and stuff. Great pick there. I'm just trying to think through the rest of the team. Obviously, Sol Campbell, what a player. Definitely think he deserves a world-class stamp. You need some good John Anarisa, obviously Steven Gerrard, Roy Keane. We talked about those type players as well. Drogba, what a performer on the big stage. Loves the goals. So yeah, really rate your side there. Steve, what are your thoughts on Matt's selection?
Yeah, I got a couple of similar picks there, which I'll reveal later. But I think as Matt's already said, it's a pretty wild 11 but could be absolutely dangerous up against any team really.
Yeah.
The back four can score you goals. Not sure Neville Southall's, depends when you're looking at him, I suppose, what era. Maybe agile enough. But, I think good side that.
Good shot stopper.
Big game players.
But obviously I think in the 80s he had that was his peak really. But
maybe we can get some comments from any viewers to give us the lowdown on Neville Southall in the 80s. Maybe a couple of guys a bit older than us. See if he gets the world class stamp off them.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm expecting Anton to pick Kevin Pressman and tell me he's world class stamp as well.
Well, funny you should say that. I'm going to go next, and my selection is not. I've tried to steer away from the top 6 sides and go for kind of standout players from mid-table teams or traditionally kind of not the top 6. So just to kind of mix up a bit. So I think if I go first, my selection might kind of just mix up from yours. Yours and Matt's probably going to be quite similar. In goal, number 1, Kevin Pressman, Sheffield Wednesday. You must have been Mystic Mystic Steve, 100%. I got it. I'll send you the screenshot later. Kevin Pressman, what a goalkeeper on his day as well. He'd make some unbelievable saves. So Sheffield Wednesday kept him in the Premier League for a long time. And if you run into an informed Kevin Pressman, you're gonna count yourself on hard lines. But yeah, so in goal, number 1, Kevin Pressman for Sheffield Wednesday. Okay, so I'm gonna play a 3-5-2 because I want to jam in as many midfielders as I can. So we're going with 3 centre backs, and the first one is Hero for Bolton Wanderers. Obviously, outstanding career at Real Madrid, but managed to Sam Allardyce coaxed him out of retirement, or he was going to retire. So brought him to Bolton Wanderers for a season in the 04-05 campaign. I'm not sure if that was the one where they won the League Cup. I know they won in 2004, so I think it was the season before they won the League Cup. So they would have been a European run at least. And they finished a respectable 6th place finish that season. Fernando Hierro in my back line. Warrior, even though it was at the end of his career, he played outstanding and really kind of captained them to a really successful season in an organised back four for Bolton Wanderers. Alongside him, Blackburn legend Colin Hendry. You'd see him a mile off on the pitch with his blonde mopper hair, aggressive in the tackle, always committed. If you run into an informed Colin Hendry, you might think you're clean through on goal, and then out of nowhere, it's just a strong Scotsman come in and sweep the ball away. Absolute legendary player for Blackburn, and one of the ones I enjoyed watching on the Premier League highlights back in the day. And then completing the back 3, I've gone for Michael Duberry for Leeds. 2000, Leeds finished 3rd in the Premier League, secured Champions League football. He's another one which on occasions can just pull out those top draw performances, and the block tackles, challenges flying in and everywhere. So those
I
are my.
remember a few own goals from Dewberry as well. I'm pretty sure he was a bit of a candidate for an own goal.
That's the thing about him. He could either put in a world class performance, or he might get an own goal off him. But if you
last ditch Dewberry, I think his name was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
At Wednesday.
Yeah, last ditch Dewberry. So I think he was he was a player that kind of blew hot and cold, and
ended up in a ditch.
What?
Ended up in the ditch a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he finished his career at Oxford, but unless you're bringing some breaking news I don't know about. And then the kind of an honourable mention I want to chuck in there, because I almost put him in, but it's just to the fact that he played for some big clubs, is William Gallas. I wanted to put him in my back 3, but sometimes you'd have an absolute stormer at centre back. So played for Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham. And always seem to be reliable, last ditch tackles and things like that. So just wanted to give him a quick shout out. So then moving into midfield. So this is going to be an absolute shocker. I'm going to get red flags thrown on this one, but I'm going to stick him in there purely as a kind of an annoying rat in the midfield. Robbie Savage.
I knew it was coming. Robbie boy.
Robbie Savage. He was one of those players, especially that season at Birmingham where he got his move to Blackburn, where Blackburn was finishing around 6th in the table to play for Mark Hughes. That season, he really galvanised Birmingham, and I think, didn't they get to a cup final with Robbie Savage in the team, the Birmingham side? Absolutely, just one of those players you just hate playing against. His little blonde mop.
The best season I think I've seen Savage was at Leicester, early days. I would give it to him. He did run, and he provide some stick for the home fans maybe, or they give him some. So yeah, we definitely bring the entertainment.
Entertainment factor, just so we can be annoying and be mouthy to the ref. I think Robbie Savage, I'm sticking him in my cup side. And the four in front of him, all absolute ballers. So another one from Bolton, JJ Okocha, absolute wizard. Free kicks, set place magician, goals, assists, screamers from 30 yards. Again, one that Sam Allardyce managed to bring into the team and really got the best out of him. So JJ Okocha goes in. Another one in a similar mould, I've got Janino for Middlesbrough. I think he had a couple of spells with them. He was, again, always good for a long range banger. Free kicks, corners, really a talisman of the club icon. I think he's still worshipped up in Middlesbrough to this day. So Janino gets in the team. Another kind of flaky wizard is going in my team. Paolo Di Canio from West Ham. Again, absolute baller. Could throw his toes at the pram and push the ref over, or he could just do a sublime bicycle kick volley into the top corner. Come up with some, really spectacular goals, and also a bit of a sportsman on his day. I think the main one going round where I think he had an open goal tap in, but he caught the ball and stopped play whilst the player was down injured. So and he had a kind of wild managerial career as well. I remember he was kind of a bit of a loose cannon there. So Paolo Di Canio goes in. And completing my midfield five of Cup legends is Matt Le Tissier from Southampton. What a player, Matt Le Tissier. All types of goals, skillful goals, place a ball into the bottom corner, volley it, glided past people. I think he scored all but one of his penalties as well. So penalty king, and someone. If he's going into a shootout, you'd want Matt Le Tiss with the ball at his feet on the spot. So Matt Le Tiss gets into the side, and then the two strikers up front. First one, I've gone for Kevin Phillips. Until this season, he was the record player to 20 goals in the Premier League. He scored 20 goals in 21 games. I think that's been broken out by Erling Haaland because he's just ridiculous. But yeah, Kevin Phillips had a stellar season for Sunderland. Absolutely ripped the Premier League apart. Got him to a 6th place finish. Kevin Phillips goes up top for me. And then alongside him then is another English player come up from non-league, Jamie Vardy. Again, scores all types of goals. Scores bags of goals consistently for the past 5 seasons. Maybe not so much last year because he was injured, but prior to that, won the Premier League with Leicester, won the FA Cup, and they had a good outing in the Champions League, getting into the they got past the group stages into the knockout phases. So that is my my club icon / cup side. Any thoughts there? Some controversial ones I've chucked in, but
I was expecting you to say Niall Quinn and Kevin Phillips up top. Yeah. That combination was deadly.
No, I've just gone all out attack really. I don't know if they'd get too far in the cup, but there'd be plenty of goals and there would be some magical moments. I think that's what I've gone for. And then some kind of
Any world class stamps given out to that side? Robbie Savage, it.
So I think Hero, but obviously not in his Bolton days. When he was at Real Madrid, I think you could say he was world class.
That's the only one for me in that squad.
Yeah, I don't know if JJ Okocha did it outside of Bolton as well, but I think the only nailed on world class stamp would be Hero in that squad. But it wasn't really for world class players I was going for. It was just more of a fun club icon cup side.
Latisse gets the last stamp, doesn't he? Definitely.
Latisse what? Sorry.
It's the domestic
right.
stamp.
How much is he paying you? Let's just see. This is a few times you've been plugging in.
Unreal player.
No, he's a great player.
Good side. I think your two
JJ,
teams would
JJ
be,
Crockett.
yeah,
It'd be a good game, right? My team versus Matt team.
great watch.
Yeah, that
Okay.
would be great. I think JJ Kocher was probably for 2 seasons electric for Bolton. So good they named him twice. That's what I say about JJ Kocher. So
Yeah.
he was a brilliant player. Juninho, very good. Di Canio, yeah, I don't think he would get a world class stamp, but I don't know. He wasn't far off on his day. He could have become into a world class player, I think, but he doesn't get a stamp from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously we got the domestic class stamp for Le God.
His own stamp. The TIS class stamp in a league of his own.
I reckon there's a potential few red cards between your teams. They play each other. I reckon that match might get forfeited. There's a
Yeah, it
few
could
hot
be.
heads
Yeah,
there.
Could be a few. I would like to see the back and forth between Savage and Keane. I'm sure they would be at each other's throats.
David
David
Um,
Luiz, EVR.
Luiz, Di Canio,
but I
Nev-
think
Effa Di Canio.
Robbie Savage actually gets
Neville, maybe.
unfair reputation because he only got sent off once in his career, and I think that was for Wales internationally. So yeah, lots of yellow cards though.
Yeah, just to I didn't go over my squad with world class stamp. Yeah, from each position, I'll just throw that in there now. I'll give it to Sol Campbell, definitely world class. Steven Gerrard, definitely world class. Stamp, and I'd love to give it to Terry Sheringham, but he doesn't quite meet world class for me. Ian Wright, no, I can't. I want to. I'm so bad to give world class stamp to Ian Wright, but yeah, my heart is saying give him a stamp, but I just can't. Sorry, Ian. But yeah, obviously, all these players talking about top players. It's just whether they get more personal approval. And Didier Drogba probably for his first 2 seasons wouldn't get the world class stamp. I thought he was a bit overrated when he first came to Chelsea, but I think over the years, yeah, he's pulled out the bag too many times on big occasions. So yeah, for me in my squad, it'll be Sol Campbell, Steven Gerrard, and Didier Drogba gets the stamp.
Yep,
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to do that at the end of my my section. So
that's all right.
yeah, over to
No
you,
one
Steve.
will know with the power of editing.
Hey, this is live broadcasting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so over to you then, Steve.
Okay, I've probably gone for more of a combination of some steady eddies, some consistent players, probably a little bit of a few boring picks, if you like, that we've already covered on.
Gone conservative like your politics, is that right?
All right. Yes, there's a few obvious picks there, but there's a couple of new ones actually, some wild cards that haven't been mentioned. So I'll roll straight into it. So goalkeeper, thinking about this side, this name just came straight into my head within milliseconds probably, and that's Peter Schmeichel. Notable performances or saves. The '99 FA Cup final, semi-final, in fact, against Arsenal. That penalty save from Bergkamp and that infamous Ryan Giggs goal after that, and the rest is history, as they say, for Man United in 1999. So he gets in as my goalkeeper. Probably slightly more agile than Pressman and Neville Southall. I think they overlapped, didn't they? All those players, those keepers.
Yeah, I think they saw in the Premier League at one time.
Yeah. So he's a keeper. Then I'll start with my two centre backs. So again, steady Eddie, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Man City. Gary Neville called it with this goal that he'll have a statue outside the stadium one day, and that's Vincent Kompany. That goal that he scored, that long range effort, where I think there was a rumour that some of his teammates were begging him not to shoot and pass the ball, and he kind of faked initially and then took a shot on it. Just flew in the top corner. What a goal! Big goal, massive goal as well in his final season. It may even be his final game. I can't remember, but it was definitely right at the end of the season. So he's in for me as my first centre back, and then my second. In fact, I'm going to go to my right back first before I pick my second centre back, because I think there's a reason why I picked the centre back based on this right back. And we've covered it already, and it's Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think so. I haven't picked him on his defensive duties. I picked him on his game-changing moments, assists or goals, or just inspirational moments within a game to kind of influence the game massively. So one that springs to mind is that quick corner against Barcelona to Origi. Yeah, rapid thinking, and I think you lost that first leg 3-0 and won 4-3 on aggregate, I believe.
Yeah.
So that was a huge moment for him. So he's my right back, and I'll go to my centre back now. So considering Trent's slight weaknesses in the defensive department, I've picked this particular centre back, bolster that part of the pitch, and I've gone for Jaap Stam. So covered him before. He got into my team of the decade in that particular decade. He only had 3 seasons at United. He won the Premier League every season, and it included the treble. So he's clearly massive in any team and influencing the final result. So he goes in as my centre back, and then I'm going to flip over to my left back, and this player started his career at left back, but moved into more of an advanced position based on his unreal ability to get down that flank and pace, power, scores all types of goals, and that's Gareth Bale. So following on with the Welsh contingent in each of our
From left back.
teams, playing left back.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Thing that springs to mind was that Inter Milan Champions League performance where he scored a hat trick and I think ripped to shreds.
Poor
Maicon.
Poor
I
Maicon.
think it was. So yeah, literally, if there's a performance to end a career, that is probably one of them in that instance. So that's my back four and keeper. I'll move into in midfield. I'm surprised no one picked this king
Okay. Yeah.
player. So it's collars up himself, Eric Cantona.
Yeah.
What can you say about the guy? I mean, big goals, big moments. Remember a goal against Newcastle, that chip against that famous celebration.
Fly kick in the
where
fan.
you just stand.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That was Palace,
Yeah,
I think, there.
that famous chip he scored where he just, that celebration,
Yeah.
which Mark Overmars, I think, replicated when Arsenal went up there and beat them in that championship.
You'd like to get the
season.
Arsenal quotes in there, didn't you?
So yeah, he gets in there. Just what a player, what an influence on the team.
He did score the winning goal in an FA Cup final against Liverpool. It was a half left foot, half volley, leading backwards. It was a great technique, and that's one of my lasting memories of Cantona. Great player,
the king.
He almost took a hop back as he was volleying it, going backwards. It was a good finish. And I'm going for, so that's my first new player no one has had in their team yet. The second one is I probably shouldn't say this. I won't say it actually. I'll keep it professional. Keep it professional. Paul Gascoigne. Sticking Paul Gascoigne in. On his day he can win you matches on his own, free kicks, dribbles. That Scotland goal in the Euros for England, unbelievable finish. So he goes in. Bit of a, I won't say loose cannon, but certainly quite an emotional player. I think that could be good in a one-off cup game. So Gaz is in.
He's good for a sandwich, right, Gaza?
No idea what you're on about.
Oh, just feeding wanting felons whilst they're camped out, right?
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that, but yeah, it's on there.
I haven't directly mentioned anything, so yeah. Moving on.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can find it on Google.
So sticking with the midfield, this guy's been mentioned before in previous episodes. That's David Beckham, purely on his, well, not purely, but quite a lot on his delivery, free kicks. Champions League '99 final, those corners into Solskjaer, that winning goal, the England free kick against Greece. So yeah, this guy can pull goals out the bag in big games and big assists, affecting the game. So Beckham's in, and then wrapping off my midfield is Steven Gerrard. Covered him already. So yeah, the Champions League final springs to mind. AC Milan, big-headed goal, kind of galvanised that performance for them in the second half, and they drove that home to win Champions League. I also remember a great pick-up final goal against West Ham late in that game, long range, beating Shaka Hislop. So that completes my midfield, and then up front, I've also slotted in Didier Drogba as well. So that record for the 4 FA Cup final goals, Champions League goal, headed goal, and then that winning penalty. Again, I think that was his final sort of farewell for Chelsea. So what a way to cap off his Chelsea career. Matt's already said quite a bit about him. So great player. And then finally is Wazza, Wayne Rooney. Put him in multiple records he's broken. I didn't want to leave him out, but you can't leave him out really. In a cup game, notable goals, that overhead kick against City in that derby game to win that game. I'm sure it came off his shin, but who cares? What a finish that was. And I think that's like I say, a mixture of a steady Eddie team with a few wild cards, but not.
I think
probably
you've
not as many
underplayed
wild
that one.
cards.
It's not just steady eddies. I think you've littered your side with world-class stamp players there. Be interesting to hear how many of your team gets the world-class stamp.
Yeah. So I'll run through Schmeichel, world-class stamp. Company, world-class stamp. Beckham. I'm trying to recap on whether previous episodes I'm contradicting myself here, but
Probably are.
world-class stamp. Cantona, yeah, double world-class stamp. That guy for me. Appreciate he didn't play many French internationals, but big Euros or World Cups. But seen enough of that guy to know he's getting 2 stamps from me. Gerrard, world-class stamp. Jogba, world-class stamp. Rooney, world-class stamp. Bale, world-class stamp. Stam, world-class stamp. So the final 2 are Trent and Gaza. Trent, not for me purely because he is a right back, and I think you just can't forget half that position. In theory, half that position is about defending. So, but maybe if he moves into midfield and does the job there, then he will get it. So not for me just yet with Trent. And Gaza, similar to a Letizier for me. Did go abroad. He did do it in international competitions. But just feel his career tailed off a little bit for obvious reasons. A bit too early to award him that world-class stamp, but definitely a domestic stamp, that guy.
Yeah, I think like you say, consistency for Gaz is right. Definitely had a couple of world-class stamp seasons. Did he have enough to get the all-round stamp of approval? I think the jury's out for that one. But injuries, attitude problem, but definitely had the skill. Considered world-class.
Yeah, everybody in your side gets a stamp apart from Trent. So you're still picking on Trent Alexander.
And Gaza.
Oh, you got the
Trent and
domestic
Gaza.
class.
Who was your other centre-back as well? You
Yeah,
had Yap, Stam and who?
Company.
Company. Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think Gaza may get the world class stamp off me.
Okay.
I think technically there wasn't many players, especially in the days he was playing. Even abroad, Lazio for a couple of seasons. I think I will give Gaza the world class stamp. I do agree.
Exclusive.
Rooney, yeah, Gaza world class stamp. Rooney world class stamp. Drogba world class stamp. Bale, Gerrard, Company. Trent just misses out. Beckham, I said in the previous episode, dead set plays, dead balls, world class. But overall game, I will give Beckham the world class stamp. And the one that I'm struggling on is Eric Cantona. I think I will give him. I think he lacked maybe the pace to be given it.
Struggling here.
I'm struggling. I don't think I'm giving Cantona a world class stamp.
Oh no.
He just misses out. There's been better Manchester United
Oh
players.
my God. No.
This is another short.
Better
This is another short.
Manchester United players.
Wow.
No. I think he just misses out. For galvanising other players, a bit like a Roy Keane can galvanise the side around him. Had moments of magic, but for consistency and speed,
Really?
I don't think I can give Cantona the world class stamp. He's top class player, but he's going to be one of the ones which miss out by, say, a hair's width.
You are never welcome in Manchester ever again. So, except if it's the
I think
blue
he
side.
Yeah,
I think he had
might go to the
five
Etihad.
seasons.
No, but
He had five seasons at United. I think he had. I'm pretty sure. Maybe Blackburn. I'm not sure if that overlapped. I can't recall right now, but probably did. He was so
Leeds.
keen when
Leeds.
it.
You think the Leeds?
Blackburn? I didn't play for Blackburn, did he? He was Leeds.
No.
Leeds.
In
Yeah.
terms of winning the Premier League, he
Oh,
had
right,
five
okay.
seasons. I think four out of the five, he was pivotal in winning those Premier Leagues. I think Blackburn was the other Premier League they didn't win in that period.
Well, didn't he win the Premier League with Leeds as well?
It
Or was
was
it the league? The
League One.
last league with Gary Speed in the side as well.
Yeah, don't excite Leeds fans.
Yeah.
They've never won the Premier League.
Maybe on the
Oh, okay.
international stage, wasn't playing for France. Maybe lacked the speed to be, get a world class stamp for me. So,
He
if
did
you ask me,
to support your
Rooney,
argument. He did
better
retire
player.
early. He retired age 30 just because he
Yeah,
fancied doing some
maybe.
movies. So
Beach
Yeah,
football as well, didn't he?
it just did what he wanted, didn't he? Cantona, that's what was great about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, an enigma, an absolute. I would give him the stamp just for the record, but yeah, there is argument to say, there was that kind of. I think the thing that made him great, similar to Gaza, maybe the fact that he's a free spirit, kind of contributed to. Was he consistent enough over a longer period? For me, yeah, but obviously for Matt, he hasn't quite got the Matt world class stamp. But there we go. Some interesting ones there. But they are our opinions, guys. Let us know your opinions in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like. And if you would like to be notified for new videos, consider subscribing to the channel, and you'll get a notification when we drop a new video. But that's it for this time, guys. Have a world-class weekend, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.